FIFA World Cup will draw huge crowds to Vancouver, but just how much it's expected to cost taxpayers has been a mystery. It turns out there is a reason for that, a legal one. Our Penny Daflos is here. Penny, you broke the story today about these strict confidentiality agreements in place.
Yeah, the latest estimates, mi-jung, are a closely guarded secret, so much so that I've learned the provincial government is requiring non-disclosure agreements from those involved. Toronto has been upfront with taxpayers, so why the secrecy in BC?
BC Place will see 7 World Cup games when FIFA comes to Vancouver in 2026, 2 more than originally expected.
The numbers have changed substantially since we have received news of getting 2 more games.
But it's been a month since they found out, and the province still won't give an updated cost estimate.
I'm not prepared to give that figure right now.
With the extra games, there are costs, but it's a huge opportunity. This is, like anecdotally, gut feel, it is, it's a winner.
CTV News has learned that the provincial government is requiring those involved with the World Cup to sign non-disclosure agreements, which the mayor confirmed.
So if it wasn't for these NDAs, would you be telling the public right now what the cost estimates are?
Oh, I would love to, we would love to not be bound by non-disclosure agreements, but you can appreciate that when you sign legal agreements, you have to live by the legal agreements.
It's a sharp contrast to Toronto.
Well, I'm saddled with it.
Where 24 hours earlier, the mayor gave updated numbers for 6 games and her unvarnished opinion of the World Cup.
Would I want to see $380 million being spent on it? No.
That's $80 million more than they'd estimated a couple years ago due to inflation and an extra game. BC had originally floated a $260 million figure, but despite that month to work on it and Toronto managing to crunch the numbers, the province's timeline for disclosure.
We'll be able to put out some numbers in the coming months.
The mayor has a different timeline in mind.
As soon as possible.
But with the provincial election in the fall, the ball is in the NDP's court, and they're in no hurry to show Joe public just how big the price tag has already grown, with the World Cup still 2 years away.
And Penny's here, and we heard the minister say in the coming months these numbers will be revealed. That's pretty vague. So could the non-disclosure agreements and secrecy and delays end up hurting the NDP if it goes on too long?
If it was just Vancouver hosting, maybe not, but because the deal with FIFA is signed, we're already on the hook for this regardless, you have to think. But the fact that Toronto and Seattle have been more upfront with costs and much faster about giving that out gives the impression that our provincial government places a higher emphasis on control of the message rather than transparency with the taxpayers who are footing the bill, mi-jung.
All right, thank you, Penny.
You bet.